Hi and welcome to the Battle Systems tutorial video for the detention cell room pack. The bulk of this this build is basically very much the same as the corner unit. The only difference is that with the detention cell, the design is different on the front. So you've got like these emitter nozzles, which basically sort of emit the bars, as it were, the sort of energy bars. So first and foremost, you need to look at the tutorial video for the corner pod in order to basically build this. It's exactly the same, just printed images slightly different on this one. Okay, so first and foremost, you need to build 2 of these. I guess or as many as you want, depending on how many detention cells you need. After that, the components you'll need are this part here, a bunk. Generally ×3 would probably be about right for that. You've got the little pillar part for the bunk. You've got the little bolster for the bunk, for the pillar, sorry, and a bolster for the bunk. You've got the base for the detention cell and the mount ball base as well. And you've got these 2 little bolsters and coverings for the bolsters, which help to kind of clamp the detention cell into place, as it were. Now these are not marked up here, but when you get your sheet, these little bolsters here will be printed and marked up, so that you know which bolster to cut, etc. Okay, so first of all we're going to put this piece together here first, and then we'll do the little bunk. This is really quite tricky. Obviously with these later videos I sort of pre-scalpel all of this out. This is quite a tricky piece to scalpel. You really have to do, when you're scalping this out, you really have to put a lot of pressure down to make sure that you don't these bars don't move when you're scalping them. So make sure you've got a really good rule here, and cutting around these bits here is quite difficult as well. The way I went about it was basically I cut little triangles here, 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 all the way down, and the last thing I do is very carefully sort of cut and lift the scalpel and sort of cut between each of here. It's very easy to slip and basically just cut one of these little pieces off here. If you're really not confident with your sort of scalping, you could just cut these straight off. They're just an extra added little effect, if you like. They tend to line up with the emitter nozzles on here, so just a little bit more effective. Okay, so but once that's all done, you just basically score here and here, and there you go. You just pop that together, and first thing we're going to do is we're going to glue that down. And again, gluing's quite tricky. Gluing here is quite easy, but getting some glue on here can be quite difficult. I'm going to just go ahead and use this, because I basically want to show that you can put this all together with one type of glue. For this, you might find that actually more of a sort of a paper-based glue, something that you could almost sort of paste onto here, might be a little bit better if you're really careful. So again, because pasting just over here, this might just stick to the surface. But anyway, so that was quite tricky. The rest of this is pretty basic scalpeling. So first things first is I'm going to basically glue this together. And actually, before I even do that, I'm just going to pop this base onto here, and I'm also going to put these little bolsters on. So I'll go through those. Okay, so that's the base glued down. Next thing I want to do is these little bolsters here. These actually end up being glued on here, and they're actually going to kind of support this, so it kind of stays upright, as it were. But they kind of look a bit odd just having 2 bits of card on there. So I've got these little coverings which have been scored down here. So if I sort of fold that, and basically what it does, it just sits over the top and kind of disguises itself in with the pattern. Okay, so I'm just going to stick these little coverings on top of the bolsters. Okay, so there you go. There's the two little bolsters on there. They'll fit onto there. Back to that in a moment. So there we go. Now, just got to glue this together. So I am very carefully going to start gluing this together. And you might find, or you will get, kind of beading that happens. Sort of like strings of glue. They can always be nipped off afterwards. And there we go. That's basically the energy bars, as it were. Okay, so all we need to do with this is to basically pop it on here, and the first thing we're going to do is basically glue this onto this base. What we're going to do is I'm just going to, it's almost impossible to edge glue this, but I'm just going to glue basically right in the centre of here, on this little bit here, and across the bottom. Hold it in place until it's pretty much dry. One thing I forgot to mention, I've only just glued this. What you want to do when you glue this here, the bars as it were, is then to leave it on a flat surface and make sure it's completely flat. You could even put it in between two sort of books, as long as they're not too heavy and it sort of squashes it or skews the glue in. The reason is you want this to kind of, you know, once the glue's dry, the glue will actually give it sort of support inside. Okay, so, but I've just, for the purpose of the video, pretty much don't wait for anything to dry, which is why I'm adjusting it. Okay, so within reason, that's pretty much it. Not particularly strong, but that's where these guys come in. What we're going to do is basically glue these. One either side at the bottom, and it kind of clamps it into place. Whoops. Okay, so we're going to put one at either side here, and one at the other side. And actually, when you download or send away for the this detention cell set, these parts here that I've done here will actually run the entire length of here, so they'd be like, each one of these will be the length of here, which gives it more support. I'm just putting together one that I haven't updated yet, so yeah, it's just going to be a longer piece. So just pop those on there. There we go, and that's it. And again, it's not dry yet, and I didn't let this part here dry, but already that is, I can feel that that's pretty strong. And basically, what this does, it'll sit between two of these. Now, this is the normal corner unit, but you see the effect. That's basically your bars into your room, as it were. Okay, so that's the bar part. Let's pop that out to dry. So you've got the you've got this part, you've got the bars, and also you've got the little bunks, because people may have been a bad boy, but you've got to give them somewhere to rest, yeah? So first of all, it needs to be folded out, and again, as always now in these later videos, it's all pre-scored. So let's just pop this down. Classic Blue Peter style. Okay, So, cool. That's fine. And what I want to do is basically just want to stick this bolster underneath here, and then glue. Once that's on, I'm going to glue along this edge and pop this together, and that's basically that done. Last but not least is kind of a little pillowy section. So what we've got, I've kind of pre-started to bend this round. You've got this little shape here, of which you fold the sides down, and it makes a kind of a, not quite a semicircle, or half of a cylinder as it were, probably about a third of a cylinder, and that becomes like the little pillar. Now this is a really tricky bit to put together. Generally, you've got the little pillar bunk here, which is just kind of sits over the top. So, and again, what you might find is that when you've got your when you've got the downloadable or sent away version, you might find that this pillar unit might be slightly different. It might even just be a shell that sits over here, which has just a little bolster that goes, sorry, a little printed image that goes over the top of it, sits over the bolster. Not sure yet. So anyway, so what we've got is just need to pop this and stick this on here. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to stick this in here so we can see. I'm going to kind of edge glue across here and here and pop this into there, and I'm basically just going to manipulate it. This part here, I've just bent over my scalpel actually to get that kind of rounded shape. I'm going to sort of just push that a little bit further just before I glue it all together. So once that's done, I'm just going to stick these sides down. There you go, there's your little pillar top. So, last but not least, all we're going to do is basically pop it onto the top of our bunk. Okay, so that's your little detention cell bunk. These are shaped so they actually sit on the become part of one of the wall pods, as it were. So you've got that. You'll obviously have your energy bars as well, and you've got, well, you'll need one either side of these at least for your end pieces. Yep, that's it. That's the detention cell set. Thanks for watching this tutorial video. On to the next tutorial video, and happy gaming.